Where is the best place to buy land? There's a question that I get asked all the time. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how you find the best spots to make the most money in land. There's a lot of land in the United States, and it's very easy to buy the wrong kind of land that's not going to go up in value, that will not really do anything other than take property taxes out of your pocket. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to avoid those mistakes and how to pinpoint the fastest growing areas, the areas that are virtually guaranteed to make you money, whether you want to flip them right away very quickly, or whether you want to buy them and hold them and in 20 years from now make millions of dollars by just simply holding on to a piece of land. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to tell you is I'm not going to tell you buy in Texas or buy in Florida or buy in Arizona, because that's way too generic. There is great places in Texas to buy land, and there's horrible places to buy land. There's great places in Florida, and there's horrible places, etc., 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 all over the country. Instead, what I'm going to show you right now is a process by which you can literally find out where your city or any city that you choose from is growing towards in the next 20 to 30 years, how you can go ahead of that growth, how you can buy properties where there's no road today, but where there will be a highway down the road. And therefore you have pretty much built in a guarantee that those prices will skyrocket when that development comes in. Now, what I'm talking about is the 30-year development plan that your Greater County Association of Governments has in place. Every single larger area that consists of multiple cities has one of those plans. Now, what I'm talking about is the following. Let's think about that. When you go from, let's say you're in a big metro area like Phoenix, Arizona. You go from Phoenix to Scottsdale, and when you cross the border from Phoenix to Scottsdale, which, by the way, that border goes like this. So sometimes you drive up a road and you're Phoenix, Scottsdale, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Phoenix, Scottsdale. It just changes all the time. But you don't notice, because the road doesn't go from a paved road to a dirt road to a paved road to a dirt road. The road doesn't go in waves in different cities. Now, why is that? Why are the roads going smooth even though you're going from town to town? And the answer to that is that the cities actually coordinate their street building projects. It's actually the city of Phoenix does not fight the city of Scottsdale about where the next highway enlargement is going to be. They're not going to, the city of Phoenix doesn't decide, you know what, let's add this from a 4-lane road to a 6-lane road, but the city of Scottsdale says, no, we're not going to do this. Instead, they all coordinate it. The way they're coordinating that is that they actually built a council. And that council is not the city council, it's a basically for streets and urban development kind of council that is basically called the Association of Governments of that local county. And in that Association of Governments, they all work together to design the expansion of roads and where the growth is going to happen. So what happens as a result of that is they put together a map. And that map shows you exactly how and where the city is going to grow. So, for example, let's say there's a city and the city ends right here. And beyond that, here on this side, there's absolutely nothing. There's grass and there's forests, or if it's in the western United States, it's desert and so on, but there's no more roads over there. But let's say this city can't grow much further in other directions because of mountains or whatever that may be. So the only logical area the city continued to grow is this way. Let's take it as an example, the city of Phoenix. Again, I live there. It's one of the most familiar with, but it works exactly the same all over the country. So the city of Phoenix cannot grow any more north because it's state land. It cannot grow further east because it's Native American reservation. It cannot grow further south because it's also Native American reservation. So the only place it can grow is west. So west is fine, but at the same time, there's nothing there anymore. So you see the city and you look at an aerial picture, pull up Google Maps on Phoenix and look at it. And what you'll see is that it just ends right where there's a mountain that's called the White Tank Mountains. But every single year, the greater Phoenix area gets 50 to 75,000 people moving into Phoenix. So it's one of these hyper-growth cities. By the way, the same happens in Atlanta, Georgia. Same happens in Denver. There's a lot of the same happens in Vegas. There's a lot of fast-growing cities in the United States. Where can they grow? Well, they have to grow west. So what the Association of Governments have done is they already pre-planned the entire growth of that city in the west. So you go get your hands on that map, on that 30-year area development map. The way you get a hold of it is that you actually call your county and ask for it. If they don't know what you're talking about, often they don't, because county employees are usually not the most creative. They're usually just hired to do something day by day, every time the same day. So God bless them, we love them, but at the same time, they're just not very creative. So what you need to do is you need to do a little digging. Call the local development department, because they work with those maps every single day. They know which ones they are and they can help you with that. So you go download that map and what you will find is absolutely blowing you away. What you'll find is exactly that they're planned already where a next interstate is going to be. They're planned where the next road expansion is going to be. They've planned where the next roads are going to be, where the next park is going to be. And now all you need to do, again, the subject of this video is where are the best places to buy land? All you need to do is go exactly into that area where the growth is not yet there, but it's planned, where the growth will be there, and buy land right there. Now you buy it for two purposes. One, to wholesale. So what you do when you wholesale it, you actually use that exact same map. You use that exact same information you gotten from the county, use it for your marketing. You use it to tell your buyer, hey, Mr. Buyer, I'm offering you a piece of land that is exactly in the path of growth. Here is the map here's the plans that the city plans to actually put, the roads that they plan to put in, the parks that they plan to put in, the streets that they plan to put in, the schools that they plan to put in. All of that is pre-planned already 10, 15, 20, 30 years ahead of time. It's crazy. Most people don't know that. And now with that, they would be stupid to not buy that property, particularly if it's a buyer that's one of that we classify as what we call the financial buyer. A financial buyer is basically somebody that simply takes money of the stock market because it goes up and down and up and down and they're frustrated with that. And instead they want to buy a piece of land in the path of growth that's assured to go up in value. And what could be more assured to go up in value than a piece of land 5 miles or 10 miles outside of the city where you already know what the city is going to put in place in terms of infrastructure, and then 10 or 15 or 20 years from now, that lot, those 5 acres that perhaps you right now using our strategy put under contract for $30,000 and it's worth, let's say, $80,000, and you sold it to that financial buyer for $60,000, so you make a $30,000 profit today. They buy it for $60,000. They hold on to it for 20 years, and in 10 or 15 years, and in 15 years, that lot is all built around, and those 5 acres are now worth $3 million. That's how a lot of people made millions of dollars in this world. And that's how you can make millions of dollars too, because guess what? Wholesale one, keep one. Wholesale one, keep one. Why not getting 10 deals like that? Wholesale 5 or 6 or 7 of them, make $30,000 a piece when you sell them, and then let's say 7 times 3 is you made $210,000. Take $100,000 of that, get the next 3 deals at $30,000 a piece, and then buy them and hold on to them yourself, because you know that the market is growing, your buyers know that the market is growing, and as you make money, you reinvest some of the money or you keep some of the best deals in the path of growth, and now you are riding up the wave. My wife and I do that. We own 25 lots on the outskirts of Phoenix, Arizona in exactly those paths of growth. We bought them on an average of $3,000. Today they're worth about $30,000, and in the next 10 to 15 years they're probably going to be worth $500,000 each. 25 lots like that, that's a $12.5 million retirement nest egg that is sitting right there waiting just to come to maturity. In the meantime, we're using creative strategies to lower the property taxes, and as a result, it costs us almost nothing to hold on to these properties. So if you didn't know that this kind of a map existed that you can use to literally have a crystal ball into the future and see where the values are going to go up and where the city's developing into, then now you do, and make sure you grab it. If you're interested in doing more with land, then simply go and book a call with one of our land experts at freelandexpert.com. All right, see you there.